Angel Reese went home and got cooked in front of everybody. She played a good game, but her team got destroyed.
Angel Reese just dropped 22 points and grabbed 13 rebounds, but here's the problem. Her team got humiliated again. The Chicago Sky were blown out 103-86 by a Washington Mystics squad led by rookies who made WNBA history right in front of her. And while Reese was stacking stats, the announcers were literally laughing at her performance on live TV. The real question? Is Angel Reese helping her team or making them worse? Because what happened in this game wasn't just another loss. It was a public embarrassment, complete with viral taunts, defensive meltdowns, and a social media feud with a WNBA legend. And now, everyone's asking, are her double-doubles just empty noise? If you think Reese might be hurting her team more than helping, comment "me bounds" and let's break this down. Let's be honest, something's not adding up in Chicago. Angel Reese keeps putting up double-doubles, but the Sky can't stop losing. Their current record? A dismal 7 wins and 19 losses, which puts them at the bottom of the playoff race and 6 games out from even sniffing a postseason spot. And here's the kicker. They're in the middle of a brutal 6-game losing streak, a streak that actually began before Reese returned from a back injury. So while Reese racks up stats on paper, the team continues to fall apart on the court. It's become a pattern. Decent individual numbers from Reese, yet the Sky keep getting outplayed, out-hustled, and outscored night after night. Fans and analysts are starting to ask the uncomfortable question, are Reese's stats truly helping, or are they just masking deeper issues that she's actually part of? Because putting up points while your team gets blown out doesn't scream franchise player. It screams empty calories. Looks good at first glance, but offers nothing of real substance. The blowout loss to the Washington Mystics was the perfect example of this empty calorie stat line. On paper, Angel Reese had a solid game, 22 points and 13 rebounds in 28 minutes. But look closer, and the cracks start to show. She shot just 6 of 16 from the field, barely 35%, and picked up 5 fouls, which limited her impact on defense. Meanwhile, the Mystics absolutely torched the Sky, scoring 103 points, including 52 in the paint. That's right, over half of Washington's points came right at the rim, where Reese is supposed to be anchoring the defense. Instead, it was open lane after open lane, with the Mystics getting easy looks all night long. Reese got to the free throw line 11 times and made 10, but when your team is getting shredded on the other end of the court, those free throws don't matter. And it wasn't just the score, it was the way Chicago lost. Sloppy defense, poor communication, and no interior presence. Reese was on the court for the majority of the beatdown, and even the announcers couldn't help but laugh as she threw up wild shots off the bottom of the backboard. It wasn't just a loss, it was a full-on collapse with Reese standing right in the middle of it. If Angel Reese was supposed to be the star of the night, nobody told the Mystics rookies because Sonia Citrone and Kiki Iriafen completely stole the show. These two didn't just have great games, they made WNBA history, becoming the first rookie duo in Washington Mystics history to both score over 20 points in the same game. Citron lit up the scoreboard with 28 points, while Iriafen added 22 points and 10 rebounds, effortlessly outplaying the Sky's veteran lineup and doing it on the road. These weren't just flashy performances, they were dominant, efficient, and unshakable. Citron and Iriafen carved up Chicago's defense possession after possession, exposing just how ineffective the Sky have become, especially in the paint where Reese was supposed to control the game. Instead, she looked overmatched, while 2 first-year players turned the Sky's home court into their personal highlight reel. And here's the brutal truth. While Reese was putting up another double-double in a losing effort, these rookies were making history and actually leading their team to victory. The contrast couldn't be clearer. One side had substance, the other had stats. If the blowout loss wasn't bad enough, Angel Reese suffered one of the most humiliating moments of her professional career live on national television. Early in the game, Mystic star Shakira Austin scored on Reese with ease, then hit her with the ultimate insult, the too small gesture. And this wasn't some subtle trash talk. Austin made sure the entire arena and everyone watching at home saw it loud and clear. To make it even worse, the announcers laughed on the broadcast. You could hear them chuckling as Reese got embarrassed on both ends of the court before quickly trying to compose themselves when they realized they were on air. This wasn't just a single play. It was a moment that captured everything wrong with the Chicago Sky and Reese's role as their supposed defensive anchor. Reese didn't just get scored on, she got exposed. Her inability to stop Austin in the paint was symbolic of the Sky's ongoing defensive disaster, and now it was being broadcast and mocked in real time. The too small taunt didn't just sting, it became the viral image of Chicago's collapse. You'd think after getting taunted on live TV and laughed at by commentators, Angel Reese would respond with intensity, lock in defensively, adjust her game, and try to turn things around. But that never happened. Instead, Reese continued to struggle for the rest of the night, while Washington's offense picked her apart. Post-game, head coach Tyler Marsh didn't name names, but his criticism was clear. He called out the team's inability to protect the paint, an obvious jab at the players responsible for interior defense. And guess who plays that role? Reese. Despite her 5 fouls and poor defensive showing, Reese stayed focused on her box score, not the scoreboard. And that's been the theme all season. Her stats may look solid, but the Sky's defense has been a mess, and it's not just bad luck, it's a pattern. Compare that to players like Aaliyah Boston or Lexi Hull, who handle adversity with poise, adjust mid-game, and actually elevate their team on both ends of the floor. Reese had the chance to step up on the court and as a leader, but instead she got cooked and faded into the background. And for someone who's supposed to be a rising star, that's a massive red flag. As if the on-court embarrassment wasn't enough, Angel Reese found herself at the center of even more drama, this time involving WNBA legend Candace Parker. On her new podcast, Post Moves with Aaliyah Boston, Parker didn't hold back when ranking current players. She placed Reese in the C tier, alongside other young players still trying to find their footing. Parker made it clear this wasn't personal, it was a basketball assessment. She praised Reese's hustle and offensive rebounding, but questioned her ability to be a primary offensive option or carry a team to wins. Parker's exact words hit hard. "I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, but to be ranked higher, you need to be someone who can lead a team, be a number 1 or 2 option, and she's not there yet." She compared Reese to players like Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, and Nafisa Collier, stars who can take over games and elevate their entire roster. This was honest, expert-level basketball analysis from a 3-time WNBA champion. But instead of responding with improved play or silence, Angel Reese decided to escalate the situation, and that's where things got messy. Instead of taking Candace Parker's criticism as motivation, Angel Reese went straight to social media and fired back. Without naming Parker directly, Reese tweeted, "Clout is one hell of a drug, like it really gets to a point." The message was clear. She was accusing a WNBA legend, a 3-time champion and 2-time MVP, of chasing clout by ranking her a C-tier player. Let that sink in. Reese, who's built her entire public persona around drama, controversy, and social media buzz, was calling out Candace Parker for chasing attention. But it didn't stop there. Reese reposted a viral meme mocking the situation, one that implied veterans like Parker are bitter because younger players like her are rich, famous, and breaking records. The irony was impossible to ignore. Reese was creating more controversy, while the veteran she was aiming at was focused on basketball analysis and elevating the conversation around the league. Meanwhile, Parker didn't take the bait. She stood by her ranking and emphasized that her tier list wasn't about hate. it was about performance. And Reese's response only reinforced what critics have been saying. She's more interested in clout and online validation than improving her game and helping her team win. Instead of silencing her doubters with her play, Reese fueled the fire with tweets, and the losses just kept piling up. While Angel Reese was busy feuding on social media, real WNBA stars were focused on what actually matters: winning. Caitlin Clark, in her rookie season, didn't just bring hype. She transformed the Indiana Fever. Under her leadership, role players like Lexi Hull and Kelsey Mitchell elevated their games, and the entire team became competitive again after years of irrelevance. Clark didn't need to chase attention online. Her performance did the talking. She led by example, made her teammates better, and completely shifted the culture in Indiana. Aaliyah Boston, Clark's teammate and co-host of Parker's podcast, has shown similar maturity. She's become a dominant force in the paint, anchoring the Fever's defense and stacking wins without a hint of drama. No cryptic tweets, no feuds, just results. Even veterans like Breanna Stewart and Aja Wilson have proven that true stardom in the WNBA isn't built on social media moments. It's built on consistency, leadership, and making everyone around you better. These players handle criticism with professionalism. When challenged, they improve their games, not their follower counts. The difference is clear. Clark and Boston are building something sustainable, a foundation for championships. Meanwhile, Reese is building headlines. One group is elevating the league. The other is stuck in the cycle of empty stats and online beef. And fans are noticing. At the end of the day, Angel Reese's double-doubles might look impressive on paper, but they aren't translating into wins. The Chicago Sky sit near the bottom of the league, embarrassed night after night, while Reese racks up stats that ultimately mean nothing. She's become the face of a team that's collapsing, not rising. And when called out by a legend like Candace Parker, she chose to fight on Twitter instead of fighting for wins on the court. Meanwhile, players like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are changing the game. They're not just playing well, they're building something bigger than themselves. They lead, they elevate their teammates, and they don't waste time chasing clout or creating drama. Their focus is simple: win games, build chemistry, and grow the league. Reese's current path, it's spectacle over substance, stat padding over team success, and fans are starting to see the difference. The WNBA is moving toward a new era, one built on real leadership and results. So the question is, where does Angel Reese fit in? Because right now, her stats aren't winning games and her drama isn't fooling anyone. If you agree that Reese is making her team worse, comment "me bounds" below. Like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video, and click the next one on screen. We'll see you there.